In a world of temporary connections and conditional love, what does it mean to be truly loyal? We live in an age of convenience, where commitments are made and broken with the swipe of a screen. We are taught to protect ourselves, to keep our options open, to never give more than we receive. And in this endless pursuit of self-preservation, we have forgotten the profound, soul-forging power of a loyalty that is absolute, that is unconditional, that is unshakable. Today, we journey to a time of famine and of faith, to a dusty road in the land of Moab, to witness one of the most beautiful and powerful stories of commitment ever told. This is not a story of kings or of warriors. It is a story of two widows, of a quiet, courageous choice, and of a loyalty so profound that it would echo through eternity and change the very course of salvation history. This is the epic of unshakable loyalty. This is the story of Ruth. Our story begins in the ashes of a family's dream. A woman named Naomi, driven from her home in Bethlehem by a famine, has lost everything. She journeyed to the foreign land of Moab with her husband and two sons, seeking a new life. But death followed them. Her husband died. Her two sons, who had married Moabite women, also died. And she was left a widow in a foreign land with only her two foreign daughters-in-law, Orpah and Ruth. Her life was a ruin, her heart a vessel of bitterness. And she decided to return home, to the land of her past, an empty woman. She turned to her two daughters-in-law, and in an act of selfless love, she released them. "Go back," she said, "each of you, to your mother's home. May the Lord show you kindness, as you have shown kindness to your dead husbands and to me." And they wept. Orpah, with a kiss, turned back to her people and her gods. It was the logical choice, the safe choice, the choice to return to the familiar. But Ruth clung to her, and in that moment of decision, at that dusty crossroads between the past and an uncertain future, Ruth spoke the words that would make her immortal. A declaration of loyalty so absolute, so profound, that it has become the standard for all true commitment. "Don't urge me to leave you or to turn back from you," she said to Naomi. "Where you go, I will go, and where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. May the Lord deal with me, be it ever so severely, if even death separates you and me." This was not a promise of convenience. It was a covenant, a vow that cut all ties to her past, to her culture, to her own security, and bound her soul to a bitter, bereaved old woman with nothing to offer. It was a choice that made no logical sense. It was an act of pure, unadulterated, and unshakable love. What is the most profound act of loyalty you have ever witnessed or experienced in your own life? Share that story in the comments below, and let's celebrate the power of true commitment. And so, the two widows, one old and bitter, one young and fiercely loyal, arrived in Bethlehem at the beginning of the barley harvest. They were destitute, and Ruth, in her quiet strength, did the only thing she could do. She went to the fields to glean, to follow behind the harvesters and pick up the leftover grain, a provision made in the law of God for the poorest of the poor. It was a humble act, a position of lowliness, but she performed it with a character and a dignity that did not go unnoticed. She came to the attention of Boaz, the owner of the field, a wealthy and honorable man, and he saw in this foreign woman not a beggar, but a soul of immense virtue. He had heard the stories of her loyalty to Naomi, and he spoke a blessing over her that was a prophecy. "May the Lord repay you for what you have done. May you be richly rewarded by the Lord, the God of Israel, under whose wings you have come to take refuge." He did not just bless her with words, he blessed her with actions. He commanded his workers not only to leave her alone, but to intentionally pull out some stalks from their bundles and leave them for her to gather. The man of power was moved by the woman of character, and a new story began to unfold. Naomi, her hope rekindled, saw the hand of God at work. She recognized that Boaz was a kinsman redeemer, a relative who had the right and the responsibility to redeem the family's land and to carry on the family line. She guided Ruth in a bold and culturally significant act of appeal. And Boaz, a man of profound integrity, did not take advantage of the situation. He praised her loyalty, her virtue, and he promised to do the honorable thing. In a final, public act of justice and of grace, Boaz redeemed the land, and he took Ruth as his wife. The story that began in famine and in death now culminates in a wedding and harvest. Ruth, the foreign widow, the outsider who chose loyalty over security, was not just redeemed. She was grafted into the very heart of the people of God. And here is the final, breathtaking miracle of the story. The child born to Ruth and Boaz was named Obed, and Obed became the father of Jesse, and Jesse became the father of David, the greatest king of Israel. This is the epic of unshakable loyalty, a single, courageous choice made by a forgotten woman on a dusty road, rippled through the generations, and placed a foreign widow in the direct lineage of the Messiah, Jesus Christ. Her story is a profound and eternal reminder that no act of faithful love, no matter how small or how unseen, is ever wasted in the economy of God. It is the very seed from which he grows the greatest of kings. If this story of a loyalty that changed the world has inspired you, please give this video a like and subscribe to our channel. Join us as we continue to explore the sagas that reveal the profound and often surprising nature of a life of faith.